Hi, dear first year students. Warm greetings of the day. I hope you all have enjoyed a long vacation. Now you are trying to be back on your track. Welcome to this IJM English family. I hope this family will help you to learn your topics in first year English text. Higher secondary is slightly different from your high school classes. Here you have to learn a lot. You have to go through the chapters, the portions that the teachers take each and every day. At the same time, you can enjoy your campus. Enjoy your campus life. But stay focused. Only then you will be able to achieve the heights that you aim at. In this session, I am going to introduce the first year English course book to you. The course book consists of 6 blocks. The first block consists of 4 beautiful chapters and 1 anecdote from the life of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of United States of America. Whenever I think about the first block in your English course book, I often consider it as not just an introduction to the higher secondary course books, but I often take it as an introduction to the entire higher secondary course in Kerala. Because the first block consists of so many personality traits which help a student to become a very successful human being, a great human being, a perfect person. It also speaks about some of the qualities of greatness, and these are some of the reasons why I often consider the first block in your English textbook as an introduction to the entire higher secondary course. The first block speaks about so many personality traits, so many character traits which help a person to scale heights, which help a person to become a great human being, which help a person to become an ideal person. I have already told you there are 4 important chapters in the text. Apart from all these 4 chapters, there is a beautiful anecdote from the life of Abraham Lincoln, a well-known statesman, a well-known American statesman, and who was elected the 16th President of United States of America. The text begins with a beautiful quote of Winston Churchill, the former Prime Minister of United Kingdom, Britain. The quote goes like this: "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that actually counts." We will discuss that particular quote of Winston Churchill a little later, especially when we discuss the chapter If by Rudyard Kipling in the first block. The first chapter in the text is His First Flight by Liam O'Flaherty. The second one is a beautiful speech, I Will Fly by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The third chapter is a beautiful profile, a profile of Stephen Hawking. The title of that profile is Quest for a Theory of Everything by Kitty Gale Ferguson. And the last chapter in that block is a beautiful poem written by Rudyard Kipling. The title of the poem is If. All these chapters speak about some characters and some character traits. All these character traits or personality traits can be considered as undying qualities which help a person to scale heights, which help a person to become successful, which help a person to make the seemingly impossible possible. Many of our goals, many of our targets, many of our aims, dreams appear to be impossible. But all these traits help us to make these targets possible, these goals possible. There is a beautiful expression stated in the text. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. A beautiful line from Twelfth Night, a play written by William Shakespeare. But we know that greatness is acquired. It is not an inborn talent. Greatness is acquired by the perseverance of a person. Greatness is acquired by his confidence, by his hard work, by his strong willpower. To achieve greatness, to become successful, it is not very easy. For that, we have to persevere very hard. We should have tremendous faith in our abilities. We should have strong willpower. Only then we will emerge victorious. We will become a great human being in our life. If I ask you this question, what are the traits that make a human being great or successful? Most probably you will come up with so many beautiful answers, with so many beautiful traits. Traits like hard work, traits like willpower, traits like perseverance, willingness to take the initiative, willingness to take risks, the courage to come forward, step forward, etc. are some of the traits which help us to become successful. And in all these chapters, we are going to discuss some of those traits which help a person to become a great human being, to become successful. Now I am going to discuss the first discourse in the textbook. The first discourse is an anecdote. The title of that anecdote is Abe's First Speech. That anecdote speaks about the first public performance of Abraham Lincoln as a boy. I have already told you Abraham Lincoln was a well-known statesman and the 16th President of United States of America. He was a great human being, and as a result he was hailed as Father Abraham, not only by the Africans in America but also by almost all the people who love mankind all over the world. He has been hailed as Father Abraham by philanthropists all over the world because he was the man who abolished slavery in United States of America. When we go through the life story of Abraham Lincoln, we find that this man faced a series of tragedies in his life. There was a series of tragedies in his life, tragic incidents in his life. When he was just 9, he lost his mother. When he was just 12, he lost his younger brother. When he was 19, he lost his elder sister. At the age of 23, he failed in his first election. After a couple of years, that means at the age of 25, he failed in his business. At the age of 26, his sweetheart died. Immediately after that, he had a nervous breakdown and he witnessed 2 of his kids die. But finally, he emerged victorious and was elected the President of United States of America in the year 1860. When we speak about his education, he had only a meager formal education. He studied everything by reading and reciting and also from the world around him, and he became a lawyer. He had so many personality traits, so many beautiful and wonderful personality traits which helped him to become the President of United States of America. The poverty-stricken background and all the other drawbacks did not hinder him from becoming the President of America. This particular anecdote speaks about how this man performed his first public speech when he was just a child. He made that speech going barefooted. He was barefooted and an unkempt mass of hair projecting out through a hole in the crown of his cheap, inexpensive straw hat. Crown here means the top part of a hat. He was wearing a trouser with one suspender. Suspender means an elastic strap which holds trousers up. So he was wearing a trouser with one suspender along with his rail-splitting companion Dennis Hanks. Abraham Lincoln attended a public meeting which was addressed by a political stump speaker. What do you mean by stump speaker? The expression is derived from a common practice in US in the 19th century. Campaign orators or political and public speakers, when they moved from one place to another, they stood upon tree stumps to deliver speech. From that practice, this term has been derived, political stump speaker. So they went to attend a public meeting addressed by a seasoned and experienced political stump speaker. But the speech did not meet the views of either Abraham Lincoln or his rail-splitting companion Dennis Hanks. What do you mean by the expression rail-splitting or rail-splitter? Rail-splitter means a laborer who is splitting logs or wood pieces to make rail fences. These wood pieces are used to make rail fences, and Abraham Lincoln is also known as the rail splitter president of United States of America. Rail fence means a fence which is made of split logs. Immediately after the public address by the political stump speaker, Dennis Hanks came forward and he made an announcement that his friend Ab could make a better speech than the seasoned political stump speaker. Whereupon he invited Abraham Lincoln to deliver that speech. He pushed a goods box to the center and invited Abraham Lincoln to deliver a speech. Abraham Lincoln, he threw away that cheap straw hat and climbed up on the goods box and delivered a beautiful speech which earned a considerable applause from the crowd. It was a beautiful speech, and even the seasoned political stump speaker admitted that it was a fine speech which could address many of the issues raised by the stump speaker in his speech. So here Abraham Lincoln was able to outshine or outsmart a political stump speaker, an experienced or seasoned stump speaker, because of certain traits. The first one, he was confident. He had strong faith in his abilities. The second one, he had the courage to come forward. The third one, he was willing to take the initiative. He was willing to take the first step. Fourth one, he did not bother about his physical appearance. For him, looks did not matter. Physical appearance did not matter. He was barefooted. He was wearing a trouser with one suspender, and he was wearing a cheap straw hat. He did not bother about his physical appearance. And one more aspect which helped him to emerge successful, there was the support that he got from his friend Dennis Hanks. Dennis Hanks was a true friend who was able to identify the real potential of Abraham Lincoln. He was a true friend. He was not at all jealous. In true friendship, baser instincts like jealousy, baser instincts like meanness do not have any role. So he was not at all jealous. He was not at all jealous of the personality traits of Abraham Lincoln, the potential of Abraham Lincoln. He was out there to invite Abraham Lincoln to deliver that speech and helped him to outshine the political stump speaker. He was a true friend. A true friend is someone who comes in when the rest of the world goes out. A true friend is someone who offers you a shoulder to cry on when something goes wrong in your life, he was a real friend. Apart from all his personality traits, the support that he got from his friend also helped him to perform beautifully in his first speech. So the first discourse in the chapter speaks about some of the traits which help a person to become successful in his or her life. People say that they don't have opportunities to come out. But when you get the slightest opportunity, you have to come forward and try to exhibit the talents, the gifts that you own. Try to showcase your talents, showcase your gifts. Then only you will be able to emerge successful in your life. So the entire first block speaks about many of the personality traits, many of the undying, ageless personality traits which help a person to scale heights. When you think about Abraham Lincoln, we find that he was able to overcome all the adversities that he faced in his life and emerged victorious. There's a famous proverb: fire is the test of gold, and adversity that of man. Fire tests the purity of gold. Similarly, the quality of a person can be assessed when you take into consideration the adversities that he faced in his life, the adversities that he has overcome in his life. The adversities that a person overcomes in his life clearly speak about his quality, clearly speak about the strength of his personality. So the entire first block speaks about many of these traits which help you to scale heights in your life. So there is a small assignment. Prepare a short write-up on some of the traits which help a person to become successful in his or her life. That's all for the day. Thank you.